started to, one thing I wanted to recommend for sort of the men's fashion bunch, and because these things are so darn handy, a shema or a kafir. Okay, well, if you look on Amazon, because you have to look them up as shema, Shemaughh, I believe. Um, when you look these up, and sometimes it'll just be like scarf or something like that. But if you look up the word Shema, what ends up coming up is bunches. There's some companies that they have like a tremendous number of patterns, and some of them are solid. Like, so it's just this big, soft square of black cloth with lots and lots of stitching in it. So it really is this incredible insulator. And because it's become now a fashion of the world, I highly recommend just looking, because these are really handy scarves. Like, because, usually Western scarves, they're not like the old tartan that it's damn near a flag that you shape into some kind of scarf or, shawlish kind of thing. But, with the Shema, it's still like that. It's damn near the size of a flag. But because of how thin it is, and the way that there's then another layer of stitching, that's the secret. That's the secret to it. That's what keeps the heat in, and keeps it wicking as well too. So yeah, just I've got mine, little red, white, and blue. Got my red, white, and blue one. My American flag Shema. Don't want to pose like I'm from some other place or something. But why can't the peaceniks get their ceasefire? Really, like the real deal Holyfield reason why they can't get the ceasefire. There's two reasons. One was made very clear by Dan Schufterman. I got to thank Thomas Wichter, even though I'm really not happy with him and Saul to some degree with their stance on Ukraine, and how it's kind of like this thing, like, I don't know. I keep thinking if we leave Russia alone, at some point they'll just fall over, and we'll look and we'll be like, oh, you don't have any more people. But anyway, my whole thing is a bit, yeah, there's ways of keeping the bear out of your shit, and we've completely failed to do that, and we fucked with him, and now most people in the world really are getting this, even the young, and looking at the history of us in Ukraine and some of these characters that we took in. Because now you're finding it all over YouTube, all the people reporting on where did the Ukrainians come from in the United States, like how'd this happen. And so that's, so that's its own issue. But anyway, you're not getting your ceasefire because you never had a peace-based party. Your party wasn't based around trying to be peaceful, trying to stop war. You got elected to stop Trump. So, you elected people so that they would stop Donald Trump. You didn't elect people so that they would stop the Pentagon. Donald Trump got elected to stop the Pentagon. Because you haven't taken seriously that your party, like how the Republicans got taken over by the Pentagon when George Bush became Reagan's vice president. That was the Pentagon is in the room all the time. And from that point on, all these people called the Reaganites, that was just a part of it. They were just a part of that, this intelligence and war apparatus that was really kind of keeping the Republicans. They were feeding the Republicans. That's how the Republicans were working, as the Pentagon was keeping them afloat. Once Trump said, fuck you to the Pentagon, and the Republicans were like, yeah, fuck the Pentagon, that changed everything. Now the Pentagon doesn't have Republican friends. And that's a problem for the Republicans. The Democrats, though, they have embraced the Pentagon. They are tied up in the sheets with the Pentagon now, and very, very, very seriously so. Most of this stuff we're going to find out over the next 2 years with the invasion, the illegals invasion, is actually coming out of the Pentagon. It's actually money coming out of the State Department and the Pentagon to get nonprofits to organize, these massive influxes, and those people now are in the workforce. There's actually a bunch of companies that are a bunch of industrial types. So Schindlers, again, I was correct about this, lefties. You're Schindlers now. You are the Schindlers. You now have slave armies of non-citizens having to work because they were fundamentally indentured, and that they were brought here because the Pentagon destabilized their nations. Simple as. And you didn't see through this because you're not really peace party people. You're not really against war. You're not well informed. You don't read history very well. You're bigots. You hate people who have money. You hate people who are different than you, and it's blinded your ability to govern your own republic at a personal level. I'll be back to shit on you in a few more minutes.